Now on Coast TV News.
Honoring Corporal Snook.
It really hit me and my family.
New ways to help the fallen trooper's family and information on the shooter just released.
We're going to have a raw and rainy evening, and I'll tell you how your shopping forecast is shaping up.
Northside Park upgrades.
I think it's in pretty good shape now.
What $1 million will go to.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
New information about the deadly shooting of this man, Delaware State Police Trooper Matthew Snook. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf. We now know the name of the man accused of killing Corporal Snook. Delaware State Police say 44-year-old Raman Rose from Wilmington is the man who killed Corporal Snook at a Wilmington DMV. This was the Tuesday before Christmas, December 23rd. Corporal Snook was working there on overtime when troopers say Raman Rose killed him. Delaware State Police do not have a photo of the suspect to release to the media, but they are sharing new details tonight that shed light on that tragic shooting. Coast TV News reporter Brandon Ferguson is in our newsroom. Brandon, police are still investigating, but they say they know why the shooter was there.
Maddie, DSP says Rose entered the DMV as a customer, then shooting Corporal Matthew Snook first in the back. Delaware State Police say Snook then pushed a DMV employee out of the way and told the worker to run as Rose continued to fire shots at Snook while he was on the ground. Troopers say the shooter Rose allowed customers to leave the DMV and waited for responding officers at that point. Troopers say Rose and those officers then traded gunfire. A Newcastle County police officer saw Rose and shot him through a window from outside of the DMV. Rose was taken to a nearby hospital where he was pronounced dead. Police are continuing to investigate what led up to the shooting and any new information about the shooter. Corporal Matthew Snook leaves behind his 1-year-old daughter and his wife. Back to you.
To help the Snook family, a fundraiser has been started by the Delaware State Troopers Association at helpahero.com. And as of 6 p.m., you can see it's already raised over $261,000. Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy is selling a thin blue line t-shirt with Corporal Snook's name on it, saying 100% of the proceeds will go to the family, and Portnoy will personally match donations too. As Delaware continues to mourn Trooper Snook's death, people have visited a memorial for him upstate and expressed shock.
No one really realizes what they go through until something like this happens. And it really hit me and my family. And Corporal Snook's death was the first law enforcement officer to be killed on the job since 2021. In April 2021, Delmar Corporal Keith Hecook was attacked and killed while responding to a call. Prior to that, in 2017, Delaware State Police Trooper Corporal Stephen Ballard was shot and killed at a Wawa in Bear while investigating a suspicious car. 2 months before that, Correctional Officer Lieutenant Stephen Floyd was killed during a prison riot in Smyrna. In Sussex County in 2009, Georgetown police officer Chad Spicer was killed while attempting to stop a car involved in a previous shooting. And with Chad Spicer's death, any line of duty death really hits home in Georgetown. And that's why, in part, to honor Trooper Snook, a vigil will be held Sunday at 6 in the Circle. One of the organizers is State Senator Brian Pettyjohn, who says the impact is widespread.
It doesn't matter if they're from Georgetown, if they're from the area, or if they're upstate. We always have something here in Georgetown to help support the family and help them through their time of need.
Pettyjohn says the Circle will be closed off to car traffic on Sunday. We have much more information on the vigil and the fundraisers we shared right now on CoastTV.com. As we take a live look now outside into Lewis, a chilly Friday night, our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams is tracking our forecast. Paul?
Well, it's going to stay a little bit on the raw side for the rest of the night. Sprinkles here, sprinkles there, but it's really a combination of the lower temperature and the increased moisture just hovering in the atmosphere that's going to make it feel that raw. We're going to stay in the upper 30s throughout Milford, for example, but we're 9 to 10 degrees cooler than we were just 24 hours ago, holding at 38 in Long Neck, 38 in Milton, 38 in Gumboro, and in Delmar. Now, here's where we stand right now. We're starting to see that little bit of sprinkle that's already making its move across the Delmarva Peninsula. This is fast-moving rain. It's going to be on the other side of it pretty quickly. Now, we do have breezy conditions With the small craft advisory active, and to our north in Newcastle County, we have a winter weather advisory, but that's just for Newcastle County because we're on that cutoff here, and this slice of rain is pushing through rather rapidly, maybe out of here as early as 9, 10 o'clock for this evening. With that being the case, now as you take a look at our forecasting models, they're also indicating that this rain is going to escape quickly out of the way. Here's a look at your shopping forecast. Listen, for tomorrow's forecast for shopping, 7 o'clock, it's 37, 38 at 9 o'clock, and at 11 o'clock, 39 degrees, but staying cloudy the entire morning and afternoon, Maddie.
Thank you, Paul. And with that checkout cast is our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what is your return strategy for Christmas gifts? Let's take a look at the updated results from last news hour. Okay, the majority says store credit is fine. 27% say donate or regift, though. 15% never return. Only 5% say no receipt. Tough. If you haven't voted yet, please do so and share some comments on your return strategy, and we will check back in at 11. Northside Park in Ocean City could soon be getting some upgrades. The park is used year-round, from people enjoying a nice stroll in the summertime to winter festive lights in the winter. According to Ocean City Park Superintendent, upgrades will include replacing the softball field lights with LEDs to cut costs and better light the area, upgrading the playground, and improving pathways for drainage and walking conditions. The plans are something that someone who walks the area often says they're all for.
I think it's in pretty good shape now. It's nice and flat. It's easy for me walking, but you can always flatten this in spots.
According to officials, the overall cost for the project is about $1 million, the funding coming from capital reserves and state grants. Ocean City says the upgrades are set to happen in 2026 and 2027. Well, check this out in Georgetown. A car rolled over on Christmas Eve. This was on Seashore Highway. Kind of scary scene there, but listen to this. The fire company says nobody was in the car when they arrived, but a pole had been knocked down. The Blood Bank of Delmarva says it experiences yearly deficits around the holidays and is encouraging everyone to donate blood. With winter illnesses, inclement weather, and holiday activities, the Blood Bank says donating just gets placed on the back burner.
A lot of people have time off during the holidays, and donating blood, just packed cells, really doesn't take long at all. You're here, I would say, less than an hour. And I know when I used to donate blood, just whole blood, it took me 10 minutes and that was it. So it's very easy to do. And it doesn't take long, and you can actually walk in. You don't have to have an appointment.
Due to holiday closures, extra donation times have been added. We're just getting started this evening. Changes are coming to Rehoboth Beach's commissioner meetings. How they might look a little different going forward.
We are expecting a bit of a raw and rainy night, but for your forecast for shopping, 37 at 7 o'clock, 39 at noon, and 38 at 5 o'clock, and staying cloudy.
But first, Santa is gone, but the holiday spirit is still shining. We have your cool things to do this weekend when we're back in just 60 seconds.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
Hopefully everybody had a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday, but the fun does not stop now. Christina DiRoberta shows us cool things to do on the coast this weekend.
If you have any extra holiday spirit lying around, Shellville awaits you this weekend. The Christmas Village behind Tanger Outlets is open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with live music and all the usual holiday magic. Plus, Ocean City's Winter Festive Lights continues until December 31st. That's from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. at Northside Park. It's your last chance to take in those sparkling displays before the lights go dark for the season. You can also head to Lewis to check out holiday light displays all throughout the city until December 31st. And holidays at the Hammock at Crooked Hammock Brewery is still happening. That includes drink and food specials, s'mores, and more. Finally, if the gifts you got did not quite hit the mark this year, you might be headed out on a return mission. Tanger Outlets are open from 10 to 9 Saturday and from 10 to 7 on Sunday. If you missed any of that, don't worry, we have all the details on CoastTV.com right now.
Coming up next, Paul Williams is in our Coast TV First Alert Weather Center with your full forecast after this.
We're tracking a bit of raw, rainy, and windy weather that's going to pay us a visit over the weekend. It's just not going to feel comfortable, for tonight. And tomorrow is going to be cloudy all day long, but we will get a chance to warm up at least briefly before we tank again with the temperatures. Ocean City right now, 41 degrees. Dew point temperature is 32. Winds out of the south at 9 miles per hour. Now we're looking for some scattered showers to push through, but by 10 o'clock, pardon me, we're looking for it to begin to come to an end, actually. So we're not looking for the rain to last all night long, but it will last long enough to really get on your nerves for at least a short period of time if you're going to be going outside. We're at 37 degrees, not only in Georgetown, but also in Millsboro, 36 in Redden, 38 currently in Milton, Gumboro, and in Delmar, as well as Laurel and Seaford. But we are cooler than we were 24 hours ago. We're 9 degrees cooler, Georgetown, 10 degrees cooler than we were just yesterday in Dover. So we're feeling like 32 degrees all over the place. Here's a look at the precipitation. And you see how that pink's turning over to green real quickly? That's why I really wasn't sweating the idea of us getting a whole bunch of frozen precipitation. Now up towards Newcastle, yeah, they have to deal with that a little bit, but even that's relatively light. And this is a pretty fast moving system. Now we do have concern for the very gusty winds off the coast, so we'll be mindful of that. We still have an active small craft advisory, but this slice of rain that's pushing through right now is really boogieing, so to speak. I couldn't think of a better word, but it's boogieing pretty quickly in a zonal pattern from the west to the east pretty steadily. And so we're looking for that brief stint of rain to push through quickly, and then it should get out of the way rapidly. And the winds are going to start swirling. I mean, the winds are out of the south right now. And then as you take a look at our forecast going into Saturday and Sunday, they just kind of swirl and end up coming out of the south for Sunday to warm up just in time for us on Sunday. But let's talk Saturday. Cloudy across the board, winds out of the north, and temperatures at 41 degrees if we're lucky to get up to 41. We may just stay at about 38, 39. But winds are out of the north at 20 miles per hour. That is a howling, uncomfortable, cutting wind for Saturday. Bundle all the way up, okay? Because it's just not going to be that day to act like you need to wear a short sleeve shirt. 40 for the high in Lewis, 38 for the high in Seaford. Winds out of the northwest at 6 to 14 miles per hour at least for Vienna, and 40 degrees. 40 for Federalsburg, by the way. And we should warm to 40 degrees in Snow Hill, and 41 Pocomoke City. So for tonight, we'll see this sprinkle that should gently jettison out of the way by 9:30, and then most of the rain is gone. Saturday, we wake up cloudy and 43, maybe, and then we're going to drop to 37 by the afternoon, so not much movement. Sunday, we start off clear, and we're going to start off below freezing, all right, inland areas. Then we'll rise up to 40, but then cloud cover will increase. Now, we are going to watch out for Sunday for some thick fog, particularly along Highway 13 between Seaford and Delmar, and then up towards Ellendale a little bit briefly. But for the western portions of the Delmarva Peninsula, that's where the fog is going to be thick for Sunday morning. Then we're going to look for some scattered showers to push through by the time we get to Monday, okay? So Monday, we're looking for it to become breezy and acetic, for example. And then we're going to stay cloudy, but 41, 50, and 62 Fenwick Island. So we'll get progressively warmer going into Monday, and we'll peak at 62 degrees in Lewis. Now, as you take a look at Monday, real quickly, we see this rain at 8 o'clock. This is where it's going to be at 3:30. Then it pulls out of the way. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. We're going to be nice and warm and wet on Monday, but then after that, boom, temperatures drop like crazy.
Thank you, Paul. Rehoboth Beach is preparing for a parking change in 2027. The city says physical parking permits will go away and all be virtual. Coast TV News reporter Brandon Ferguson shows us how this change is coming as permit sales are dropping.
These parking tags in Rehoboth Beach will only have one more summer in the city.
I think it'll be a good experience.
Rehoboth Beach data shows sales of parking permits dropped 36% from 2023 to 2025. Rich Zabinski says the change could come with difficulties. Zabinski says going virtual could be difficult on older homeowners.
But overall, I mean, everything's going virtual, so it's just following the trends.
The city says the change will make enforcement of parking permits more efficient. According to Rehoboth Beach's website, the virtual system would work with rental properties too, allowing for a transferable guest permit and allowing for property owners to assign permits to multiple guests.
I think that's fine as long as people would know what they're getting into beforehand.
For now, there's one more year before this parking pass goes virtual. In Rehoboth Beach, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News.
That's not the only change in Rehoboth. There's also some changes coming to commissioner meetings. City leaders will be able to introduce and vote on topics in the same meeting starting next year. Rehoboth's mayor says this won't be with everything, just some, simpler topics. Some examples like construction contracts or committee appointments. The mayor says everything that's up for a vote will be listed on the agenda, but some folks worry this could limit public opinion on city issues.
Yeah, if they don't, add guidelines, like you said, I could see it getting out of hand easily.
Rehoboth Beach leaders say the first meeting with the new format will be January 5th. The holiday season is here, and so is the return of our holiday house. I love seeing all the decorations. Let's take a look at what we have tonight. From Kelly and Angela in Ocean City. They say, our tree overlooking Assawoman Bay. We adopted a new kitten, so we decided to put our tree on the porch. Well, thank you, Kelly and Angela, for that beautiful display, and I love your view. We want to see how everyone is decking the halls all season long. Send us your photos and videos by going to coasttv.com/holidayhouse, and we're going to show them through the new year. We'll be back in a jiff, but first I got to tell you all about Sunday Night Football. This week, Chicago Bears taking on the San Francisco 49ers. You can watch that game right here, and we have your hyper local news after that. It's the time of year where Salisbury, Maryland becomes the hub of high school basketball. The Delmarva Sports Network's Kayla Santiago has more.
What's going on, everybody? We have a fun-filled week. It's day one of the Governor's Challenge Tournament, and we start with the local action. We start things off with Middletown from Delaware and Sherwood from Maryland. Shane Lopez gets the dump off and scores the deuce. This time, it's Kyle Silberman from Sherwood gets the rock driving down the lane and in. Sherwood down by 11 in the first half. Other side for the Cavaliers, Middletown is now up 30-17. Now to Sherwood, working the ball around. Tyler Gramling lays it in, plus the foul. Cavaliers on a fast break. Nassar Sabri gets it to go. Sherwood pushing the pace, and a big-time slam from Jamar Nix. Kick out to Logan Eldridge, knocking it down from Tripletown, and he would get fouled. Middletown comes out on top big in this contest on day one, 79-61. And make sure you subscribe to DSM Plus today to catch all the action of the Governor's Challenge Tournament. Reporting from the Wicomico Youth and Civic Center for the Delmarva Sports Network, I'm Kayla Santiago.
We take a look in Dover, holding at 36 degrees. Winds at about 5 miles per hour. That's manageable, but you still need long sleeves. It's really cold and uncomfortable outside, but we're looking pretty good. I mean, even in Dover, where we actually have some precipitation that's falling right now, the streets are a little bit on the wet side, but it's still staying mainly rain. So we have the small craft advisory that's active along the shoreline. So we're watching out for 25 mile per hour winds, and the winds are pushing out of the north. It's going to be kind of irritable, but we do have a little bit of a wintry mix near Middletown and up towards Newark, but that's really for Newcastle primarily, and that's it. All right, that being the case, our umbrella winner, Stephen Letty of Milton. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. You're our new umbrella giveaway winner. You got to come by the station, pick that up, by the way. You can catch up with your forecast by calling 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Bruckstead, Mandalis, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. Warming up nicely with rain on Monday, but after that, it goes back to being cold before we say Happy New Year.
Thank you, Paul, and thanks for joining us here at 6. For more news and local weather, you can download our apps. The NBC Nightly News is up next, and we will see you at 11. Have a great evening.